Hello. Oh. Okay, graduation speeches, take two. One thing that all of our graduates know is that you have to be really flexible in social work, right? Roll with the unexpected, so I think we did a fairly good job considering. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the speeches. We're gonna redo speech one, so everyone we can make sure you hear that speech. Then we're gonna start our formal ceremony as planned at 2 o'clock. So, pretend you didn't see any of what happened earlier. It's all a bad dream. Forget about it. And so I'd like to invite up to the podium at this point an NCSS legend, Dr. Laura Daughtery.
Please be seated. Our BSW speaker is a young lady who's had a very interesting life, and she'll tell you about it in her speech. I'd like to introduce to you Rachel Sanders.
Hi, everyone. Ooh, I can see you all. I hope you can hear me too. Okay. Hello, everyone. I would like to thank all our professors and advisors for the wisdom and guidance we've received from them. I thank all my classmates as well who supported me in my request to speak on their behalf. My story represents what Catholic can do for its students. We have all had moments of inspiration as well as determination to reach this point. Each of us in NCSS has their own story of how they came to social work as their calling. This, briefly, is mine. I started my college career 7 years ago in 2016. I was a newly graduated high school kid from Northwest DC with big plans for my career at Dickinson College. The first, to become the world's greatest track runner, then to fulfill my dream of becoming a surgeon. I had already changed my mind 3 times, from physical therapist to athletic trainer, finally turbocharging my ambition to medical doctor. But my inability to calculate basic math without using my fingers quickly showed me I was not cut out for a life of science and advanced medical calculations. So I changed my major to creative writing, but that didn't stick either. I decided to pursue a nursing degree from a local community college. I took a summer class in anthropology at American University. I enjoyed both, but didn't connect with either of those paths. As I continued my time off from a traditional 4-year school, I volunteered at a nearby nonprofit called A Wider Circle. It's worth a Google search, by the way. I think they're hiring. I fell in love with the work they did at A Wider Circle, providing free furniture and home necessities to those in need. No ID, no income, or other demographic information required. I worked my way up from sorting donations to working with individual clients. Here was the connection I was missing. The interaction I needed with others was there. I loved getting to know the clients, hearing their stories, and trying to improve their access to furnishings to create homes, a small but basic right all people should have. What never changed for me as I made my way through different majors was the desire to help people. This is how I found social work, and that led me to Catholic, which has allowed me to build on that connection and turn a calling into a career. In closing, I want to share a thought with you from my favorite poem, O Me, O Life by Walt Whitman. In his first stanza, Whitman describes something we've all felt, how difficult, challenging, and even demoralizing life can be. But it is his second stanza that never fails to amaze me. What good amid these, O me, O life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists, and identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. The only remaining question for us all, what will your verse be? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rachel. We are going to segue now into the MSW class speaker. I'm lucky enough to have the honor of introducing Mr. David Mullaney. For those who know David, he's one of the most caring and compassionate people I've met. He's really invested in this profession. Every single assignment he does, every single case presentation, he puts his all into it. And I can only imagine in his work with clients, there's a similar amount of attention to detail and caring. So I'd like to invite David up.
Thank you. I feel I've had a cattail in my face all morning. Dean Regan, faculty, staff, and fellow graduates of the National Catholic School of Social Service at the Catholic University of America. That you asked me to speak at our graduation today is a high honor, and I thank you for inviting me to do so. I've had many tough assignments the last few years, and this is definitely one of them. When I first learned I'd been chosen to speak, my initial reaction was, why me? Quickly followed by, what the heck do I say that might even begin to resonate with you on this special day? After the initial panic had subsided, to get myself started, I resorted to asking myself a form of the question I'd used probably way too often this past year when stuck of where to go next with a client. But now, instead of asking, what do you feel? I ask myself, what do I feel on the cusp of graduation? And the answer was gratitude. In March of 1965, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stood on the steps of the Alabama State Capitol. He had just led the famous march from Selma to Montgomery to protest the lack of voting rights for African Americans. On those steps, Dr. King spoke these oft-quoted words, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." But King also acknowledged the trajectory towards justice is neither inevitable nor self-fulfilling. Shontel Brown, a member of Congress from Cleveland, Ohio, added perspective stating, "The arc does not bend towards justice on its own. No, it only does so because people pull it towards justice. It is an active exercise, not a passive one." And that's where we come in. Social workers are uniquely trained and possess the mindset to hurry the arc on its way and facilitate its path to justice. I'm thankful to be part of a noble profession that actively works to improve the lives in society, whether our work is with individuals, developing policy, advocacy, or community organization, or sometimes all of the above. Social workers are change agents and purveyors of hope to people in need. The hours may be long, the emotional burden is sometimes heavy, the work may seem thankless at times, the fruits of labor may become evident only long after the fact, and the pay is not what it should be. But social work is not for the complacent or faint of heart or self-centered. It is for those with a higher calling who are mission-driven by compassion, service, and a strong sense of justice. And to show that I do remember some of what was taught in class, I will refer to Erik Erikson and his stages of life. According to Erikson, the last stage of life is ego integrity versus despair, a stage that I have now entered, by the way. It is a time of reflection when, it's hoped, an individual is able to look back on life with a sense of pride and satisfaction and not with too much regret. I suspect anyone who has devoted at least a portion of their professional life to social work will look at their life as very well lived. To refer to Dr. King again, now to paraphrase him, service makes you great. My second point of gratitude is to my fellow classmates. I thank you for your commitment, strong sense of purpose, and your curiosity. In every class, I was impressed by your intelligence and insight, and sustained by your warmth and your outreach. Through you, I was able to challenge some of my beliefs, broaden my perspectives, and become more flexible in my thinking. Just as I've learned from our professors, I've learned from you too. The clients, organizations, and causes you soon will serve are fortunate indeed to have people of your rare caliber in the profession. It is said that the hand of God works in mysterious ways. Be that as it may, it is evident that the hand of God will work through you. I am a nostalgic person. Earlier this week, I wandered through some of our classrooms with many mixed emotions. I was glad and relieved the demanding assignments had ended and the eve of graduation had finally arrived. I was sad, too, that the past 2 years were coming to an end. But as I learned in one of those very classrooms, attachments can remain alive in the heart and mind even when people move on and places are left behind. Many years ago, my mother asked me how I wanted to celebrate my upcoming birthday. As a moody teenager who shunned the spotlight, I responded in the negative. I really didn't care to make a big deal about it this year, I said. It was okay not to celebrate. My mother quickly took me to task. Remember, young man, she said, this isn't just your day, but it's my day, your sister's day, and it's in memory of your father, too. With that story in mind, today certainly is our day, and our family's day. It also is a day of celebration for the faculty and staff of NCSS. And this brings me to my final point of gratitude. On behalf of all the students gathered here today, I thank our professors and staff. Your dedication and commitment to your students, as well as to your profession of social work and education, are profound and they are inspirational. Your teaching ability is extraordinary, and we are indebted to you. You not only taught us well, you cared about us well, too. There was a nice tradition, or graduation tradition, at Quince Orchard High School, where I worked for many years. As the seniors were lining up for the procession, each was given a rose. At the end of the ceremony, when tassels had been crossed, the school song sung, and caps flung in the air, the graduates presented their rose to a staff member who had made a difference in their lives. This rose is presented to all faculty and staff of NCSS who made such a difference in our lives. Thank you. I wish you the best. And to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
David, thank you so much. That was wonderful. I mentioned in my earlier introduction that one of David's final papers made me cry a little bit. He almost just did it again. 2 times, that's a lot. So now we're going to transition. I'm going to invite Dr. Eileen Dombo up to the podium to introduce our PhD speaker.
Good afternoon. It's my honor to introduce our PhD speaker, Dr. Latoria Pearson-Whitfield. Thank you. On Thursday evening, the university held a hooding ceremony, which was where the newly minted doctors, PhDs, received their academic hoods. So you may have seen at graduation earlier this morning, the folks wearing the hood. So at that ceremony, President Kilpatrick talked about the doctorate and the pursuit of the doctorate and how it really requires determination and persistence and patience and diligence. And Tori certainly has demonstrated all of that and more in her process of finalizing and defending successfully her dissertation. So it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Latoria Pearson-Whitfield. Tori.
Well, I will be extremely brief. After writing a dissertation, you want nothing more than to be brief. Good afternoon. It is an honor to be standing before all of you on such a memorable occasion. On behalf of the NCSS doctoral students, I would like to say thank you to all of our family, friends, faculty who have encouraged us and supported us throughout this program. This day would not be possible without each of you. I'm sure my fellow graduates can attest to the fact that it has been an eventful journey getting to this point. From completing coursework to defending our dissertations, I believe we have all experienced a bit of information overload. Therefore, in preparation to speak with you all today, I went back to square one. I took a moment to look at NCSS's website, specifically the doctoral program. The website lists all the available courses, and it provides a thorough explanation of each of them. In addition, it provides a broad outline of what to expect after completing 3 years of coursework, including comprehensive exams and the dissertation process. However, I noticed that a number of details were missing. I didn't see the fine print. Nevertheless, after reviewing the website, I felt an immense sense of gratitude, specifically for our professors and leadership at NCSS. They have made it a point, and in my opinion, a requirement, to ensure that students are given the opportunity and autonomy to explore our topics within the context of each course. Therefore, on behalf of all NCSS students, I would like to say we appreciate your efforts, because these topics are more than casual thoughts or questions. Addressing these social issues, injustices, and disparities are at our core. They are our assignment. This sentiment that we are prepared to meet any challenge brought me to the conclusion that we, NCSS students and alumni, are the fine print. Our experiences, lessons, and the tools we now have put us in a position to change the world through advocacy, practice, research, and academia. Therefore, as we go out into the world seeking to make a change and working to improve the lives of those who we have vowed to serve, I charge my fellow graduates with insisting that no one ignore the fine print.
Thank you, Tori. That was excellent. We are going to now move on to the official ceremony. We're going to go ahead and start off. So welcome. Welcome to the Catholic University of America. This is our 100th commencement diploma ceremony at NCSS. Dr. Dombo is doubting my organizational skills, but I've got it. So traditionally, we like to start out, as I mentioned in the lunch talk earlier, our grads bring a lot of family and friends with them. It's not a surprise, right? But we also know that all of our graduates could not have made it through without the support of you all in the audience. I want you to also know that social work is a very relational profession, and one thing we know is we have to know about our own families and relationships to work with others. So you all in the audience have come into class probably more so than you are aware. All good, of course. But what's wonderful about this experience is we get to see all of the families that have supported the students throughout their course. So welcome to you all. I wanted to give just a round of applause to all the families and partners and friends that are here. So as we prepare to graduate our current group of students into what seems to be a never-ending set of social challenges, where social work skills and the voices of social work is really needed, it seems more and more every day, I can rest assured, and I think the faculty would agree, knowing this group of individuals, that this group is more than up for the task as far as their energy and dedication. So I wanted to also start off by just introducing and giving a round of applause to all of our 2023 graduating class. Okay, and we're going to start off today with an opening prayer. And for the opening prayer, we have Dr. Brooks Zitzman, who many of you have had the chance of learning from online. We have her live here today from New Orleans. So Dr. Zitzman, come on up.
So as we begin this portion of our day, we'll begin with a prayer of gratitude for what has been and hope for what lies ahead. We give thanks for all the people surrounding you graduates, for the parents and the grandparents, the aunties and the uncles, the siblings and best friends, the spouses and children, for all of your loved ones who have supported and encouraged you during the pursuit of your social work degree. We give thanks for all they have done to help your life take form and flourish. May they be blessed in return. We give thanks for all of you graduates for saying yes to this profession, for saying yes to its values of living with integrity as we honor the dignity of all life through our works of service and justice, for the learning through papers and presentations, for the learning to be at peace with tears, for learning when to be silent and how to listen, for learning when to speak out and how to advocate, for learning about your own strengths and your shadows. We give thanks for all that you have become through grace and circumstance, acting on your own goodwill. May your lives be a blessing in this world. We give thanks for the many teachers you have had, that is, for every client who has shared a piece of their story with you, for every conversation with peers that brought new perspectives and growth, for every text read that sparked curiosity and built new knowledge, and perhaps even for us professors who have worked to challenge and encourage you. We give thanks for all that has been prepared and shared in order that you may grow. Our work is blessed by this day. And so as you launch from NCSSS, may you know that you are forever a part of this community. You will always have a place of welcome and belonging here. And wherever the divine presence takes you, may you seek excellence in all you do. May you remain humble, curious, and open to growth. May you live with a sense of conviction and purpose that who you are matters and what you have to offer is precisely what this world needs. And so finally, graduates, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make the divine face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord lift the divine countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Zitzman. Now, I would like to introduce the Dean of the National Catholic School of Social Service, Dr. Joanne Regan, who's been our leader for these past few years and guided us with a steady hand through some difficult times. And Dr. Regan will be offering some opening remarks and then introducing our graduation speaker. Dr. Regan.
All right, good afternoon. I can't believe we're here, finally. Yay, the culmination of a lot of graduation events this week. So as the Dean of the National Catholic School of Social Service, which I know is a mouthful, so that's why you hear NCSSS, it's my privilege to welcome all of you to our diploma ceremony. It's really wonderful to be here with all our NCSSS graduates, their family, their friends, on the occasion of our 100th, believe it or not, 100th commencement of the National Catholic School of Social Service. So this is a special class, our 100th anniversary class. So it's always the best day of the year for us in academia. It really is our kind of culminating event here. And it's just exciting to gather together as a community and celebrate the graduation with the class of 2023, BSW, MSW, and PhD graduates. We're really fortunate to offer all 3 degrees that you can get in social work, although now there is a DSW too, which we don't have, although we used to. So this day really does represent the culmination of so much hard work, dedication, and sacrifice on behalf of everyone gathered in this room today. So because it really does take a village, it takes a community to receive your degree. So I just hope that you'll take a moment to say a prayer of thanksgiving and gratitude for those of you who have been with you on this journey. So we need to really be grateful for those people that love and support us in our educational journey. So every graduation, I try to think of one word that captures this day and kind of what it might mean, and something that I hope all of you are feeling today. Last year, it was actually our first diploma ceremony that I got to do, so I picked the word rejoice, which means to feel great joy or delight. This year, I chose the word belonging, partly because it has several definitions. One is to be a member or part of a particular group, organization, or class, be rightly placed in a specified position. So recently, I attended a workshop focused on belonging, and as I thought about this word, I thought of the different ways we feel a sense of belonging. For many of us, that sense of belonging starts with our family, our friends, and our colleagues who are here with you today to celebrate your accomplishment of attaining your social work degree. And hopefully, you also felt a sense of belonging with your fellow classmates, which I know, having heard a lot of you, that really did give you a great sense of belonging in your classroom, and also within our school and the university community. And for those of you that are not as aware of the Catholic University of America, it really is unique among universities in the United States, even among Catholic universities. Our university was founded by Catholic bishops of the United States to be the national university of the Catholic Church in America. And for more than 130 years, we've lived out our mission to discover and impart the truth through excellence in teaching and research. And our school is actually 105 years old. So we've had this long history. And I was thinking about the speaker today at the university commencement who said that happiness is really about service. And our school has been part of contributing to the profession of serving others for over 105 years. And you're going to be joining over 7,000 social work alumni who are serving individuals, families, communities, helping to solve some of the problems of contemporary life and enrich neighborhoods and communities around us. So finally, I hope you really felt a sense of belonging with our faculty, field staff, instructors, and others within our university. It's really a privilege to be part of your educational journey, and we're really grateful for the opportunity to support you as teachers, mentors, role models for your careers as professional social workers and educators. So I would just like to take a minute to recognize really our dedicated and faculty and professional staff who belong to our NCSSS community, and I really feel like make our school what it is. So of course you've already met Professor Randall O'Toole, our wonderful Master of Ceremonies for today. And I want to thank Randall for doing an excellent job of being our Master of Ceremonies and kind of flexing as we kind of had our technical difficulties. So next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Laura Daughtery, Chair of our BSW program. Dr. Rosalind Scott Adams, Chair of our MSW program. Could stand. And then Dr. Eileen Dombo, Chair of the PhD program. Dr. Michelle Farber, who's an ordinary professor in our school. And Dr. Lynn Mayer, who is also a professor in our school, but Vice Provost and Dean of Undergraduate Studies. And some of you may have also had Dr. Melissa Grady, who's an associate professor, but she's currently teaching, or I'm sorry, an ordinary professor teaching in Italy at our Rome Center. Dr. Ann Coe, our associate professor. Dr. Brooke Zitzman, assistant professor. Dr. Mike Massey, assistant professor. And Dr. Jen Charles, assistant professor. So I think I got everybody correct. Yes. And and Eileen Worrell, who's really the glue that keeps us all together. So And like I said, they really are the heart of our school, and I'm just so grateful for their dedication and commitment to our students and to the profession of social work. So, and I'd also like to thank, I know many of you are here from our online program and from all over, and so a lot of you, we've got a number of adjunct faculty and field instructors who supervise you during their field placements, and I know we have a couple of them here with you that came to see you graduate also. So thank you, all of you who make up our school and do the good work of helping you become professional social workers. So what I'm most excited about today is that now you're going to belong to the social work profession. And as a lot of people have already said, you've chosen a career that is of service to others. And I hope that you really feel you are rightly placed, as our definition of belonging details. I think one of the things that I love when I meet people who choose social work, and one of the things I loved when I chose it, is I did finally feel like I found what I was meant to do. And a lot of us don't come right into it right away, but it sort of finds us. And so I'm really grateful that we have this profession and all of you, and I'm hoping you are feeling rightly placed in this. Our mission at our school is to educate students from diverse faiths and cultures who in their professional endeavors will embody the values of social justice, service, and scholarship. And our mission is grounded in the Justice and Charity Foundation of Catholic Social Teaching, and it is our mission to meet people where they are, as they are, preserving human dignity, serving those in need, and seeking justice for all. So what I would just say to the graduates, go forward with love and care. Take this moment to pause, acknowledge, and celebrate your own faith and resilience, your academic accomplishment of getting your social work degree, and most of all, your commitment and calling to the social work profession, and really experience a sense of belonging now to be a social worker. So let's give them all a hand. Yeah. Today, we are very fortunate to welcome Dr. Anthony Eastreet, who's our new president of the National Association of Social Workers, as our graduation speaker. And I couldn't think of a more perfect speaker to have us feel a sense of belonging to the profession. We're honored to have him here with us today to welcome you to the profession of social work and share his thoughts about our profession and kind of the future, and what he sees are kind of the things that all of you will be part of. I also asked him to talk about ways you can be involved in the profession. So for those of you that don't know, NASW, which is known as the National Association of Social Workers, is one of the largest membership organizations of professional social workers in the world. We have over 120,000 members, and NASW works to enhance the professional growth and development of its members, to create and maintain professional standards, and to advance sound social policies. I've been fortunate to know Dr. Eastreet for many years, and just really grateful that he accepted our invitation to speak today, because I've appreciated all his contributions to our profession, and I think we couldn't have had a more perfect choice as our new president. Dr. Eastreet earned a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology from Bowie State University, an MSW at Virginia Commonwealth, and a doctorate in social work at Morgan State University, and an MBA at the University of Maryland, College Park. So you can see he's definitely very well qualified to be our new president. He's also a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, the oldest intercollegiate African-American fraternity. He's been a professor and chair of the Master of Social Work program at Morgan State since 2013. He also founded and was the chief executive officer of Next Step Treatment Center in Baltimore, which provides substance use treatment and mental health services. He was vice president of the board of directors before he took on the role, obviously, of being president of NASW, and he also served as president of the NASW Maryland chapter, and has been active in the Council on Social Work Education and the National Association of Black Social Workers. I actually got to know Dr. Eastreet when I did work with the Council on Social Work Education. He's a really expert in substance use. He's been awarded more than $6 million in extramural grant funding for social work workforce development, research, and training. He's been tapped to turn around underperforming clinical programs and speed up public health action to address HIV health disparities. He's published extensively in peer-reviewed journals. He's a prolific national conference presenter and keynote speaker and has 2 published books. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Eastreet as our 100th anniversary graduation speaker. Dr. Eastreet.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Greetings, graduates, parents and family, faculty, administrators, and distinguished alumni. I am Anthony Eastreet, the current Chief Executive Officer for the National Association of Social Workers. I would like to thank Dean Regan for extending this invitation for me to be here and to celebrate your graduation. Your academic accomplishments and commitment to making communities stronger through your work is celebrated today. Many of you know this year's National Social Work Month theme was Social Work Breaks Barriers. For your celebration today, I want to reflect a bit on how you can carry that theme as you officially join the profession. The goal of breaking barriers is to gain access to opportunities, to eliminate barriers, and sometimes to accomplish something that's never been done before. With that, I just explained a little bit about what social workers do. You see, social workers have always had a strong position of upholding democracy, and now more than ever, social workers are needed to continue fighting and advocating against systematic oppression. Our American democracy has extraordinary ideals and has been the envy of the world for a long time. The fact that I'm standing before you proves that amazing things can happen when our nation allows all its citizens to pursue opportunities equally. Many more people have access to spaces, ideas, and experiences that were simply unthinkable more than 60 years ago. For this, I am grateful to the brave ancestors who demanded that America live up to its lofty ideals. I am also thankful for the innovators who use their talents and resources to find new ways to fight the disease of racism, hate, ignorance, and the status quo. I'm especially proud that for more than 120 years in the US, the social work profession has believed that a more humane society was not only possible, but also worth fighting for. Despite all these gains, it's 2023 and we seem to be regressing. We're conflicted about public support for schools. We're arguing, again, about who should be allowed to vote. And we're not sure who deserves housing, jobs, food, clean water, and air. And we're debating about whose lives gets recognized in the American story. Our advocacy work at NASW and within the social work profession is driven by social developments in communities and states across the US. I don't have to tell you that there's not enough hours in the day or week to address the growing number of issues our members and communities are concerned about these days. We have simply become exhausted trying to respond publicly to every mass shooting, every incident of hate-motivated violence, and every egregious anti-democratic bill introduced by lawmakers. We have come too far as a country to go backwards on many of these issues, and I'm glad to be a part of a profession that is clear about our path forward. Social workers have always and will continue to speak clearly, loudly, and in community with others. We will continue to fiercely advocate unapologetically for why everyone deserves to be seen and respected. The NASW Code of Ethics doesn't tell social workers that we should do advocacy if we have spare time. Instead, our code says that social justice advocacy is a core part of who we are in society. We are called to reduce stigma and enhance well-being. We are called to improve mental health and healthcare access. We are called to help people improve their lives, and we are called to build a better society for all people. If you don't believe me about our history and our calling, let's take a look at a few examples. When immigrants from Europe were recruited for dangerous low-wage work in America, social workers like Jane Addams built supportive communities and raised funds to assist their transition. When weekly public lynchings claimed lives of thousands of black people in the Jim Crow South, social worker Ida B. Wells printed their stories in newspapers and books, endangering her own life. And when tax-paying citizens were denied the right to vote, social workers Whitney Young and Dorothy Height worked with Dr. King to protest and pass civil rights laws for everyone. They were barrier breakers. Whenever American presidents have declared that poverty reduction, veteran support, civil rights, or healthcare should be priorities for the nation, social workers have not only championed these efforts, we also help to build the service systems needed to help millions of people access the new resources. When rights to privacy, freedom, and healthcare are threatened, social workers stand up. When histories and achievements of people in different groups are erased, social workers stand up. When children are more likely to die of gunfire than natural illness, social workers stand up. And when groups of people are targeted for discrimination, social workers stand up. Yes, social workers are barrier breakers, and we also answer the call. If you're doing good social work in America in 2023, you will take risk because getting to the root cause of problems will uncover uncomfortable truths. Embrace that truth, colleagues, and then get to work. Our society needs you more now than ever. The Department of Labor says that social work is a fast-growing occupation and that social workers know how to listen, advise, research, and coordinate. But what the Department of Labor omits is that for social workers, it is our values that require us to prioritize the needs of other people. We know that the most powerful tools in our toolbox include respect, inclusion, empathy, dignity, collaboration, advocacy, diversity, equality, and hope. These tools are essential because they help us build effective responses to hate, fear, isolation, violence, greed, exploitation, and anger. Many people in society are hungry for a greater connection and purpose, and we're trained to help them with both. Social workers change lives, and we change systems. Our dual micro-macro perspective makes us unique, but solving America's grand challenges for social work requires all sectors of our great profession to pull together in the same direction. We are one profession that's over 700,000 strong, one profession with 101 career opportunities and counting, one profession with influence in all sectors of society, one profession with diverse perspectives and professionals, and one profession built on the central idea that people deserve to be well. Yes, social workers break barriers. Your future has many stories. I talk about great social work pioneers who broke barriers for the good of the country. We've talked a little bit about NASW priorities to break barriers in collaboration with communities and of people through advocacy. And we've talked about how some of the barriers and challenges that face our profession now. So where will your social work journey take you? Each one of you likely has a personal story of why you chose social work. You know, the not-so-secret secret. But what brought you to social work may not be what keeps you attached to the profession for the next 10 or 20 years. To stay engaged, allow yourself to have many different stories. As Dr. Regan talked about, my story is one that is similar to a lot of yours. I started off as a clinician, I moved on to entrepreneur, I became a professor, and now I stand here today in front of you as the CEO of the National Association of Social Workers. So allow me some time to share a few lessons I've learned along my social work journey. Lesson 1, go all in for your first job. Use your interdisciplinary skills to test different ways of empowering and serving members of the community. Versatility is your superpower. Don't hide it. Wear it proudly and negotiate for what you are worth. said negotiate for what you are worth. Lesson 2, you can't change the world by yourself. Your community equals your power. Your social work identity will be forged through connection with other professionals. The SW behind your name tells people you have something extra, the advantage of human insight, compassion, and creative problem solving. No matter your role or title, you are a social worker. I repeat, you are a social worker who specializes in an area of practice. Lesson 3, systems of care need practitioners and policy experts. Try both roles. And if someone asks you if you are a micro or macro social worker, tell them enthusiastically, yes. What makes you a social worker is your commitment to both aspects. Again, your commitment to both aspects. You will support individual well-being in some roles, and you will pursue system change to create social conditions that support well-being in other roles. And for my last lesson, remember, once you have earned your social work degree, you will always be a social worker. Always. You have embraced a set of values and standards that will make it hard for you to ever see relationships and systems in simplistic terms. You have special glasses that allow you to see all people in their full humanity. It is an extraordinary gift and an awesome responsibility. And so with that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about NASW because NASW is your professional home. I was asked to speak today because I'm a proud social work graduate and the CEO of the largest professional social work organization in the U.S. You all can relax. I'm not going to ask you to join NASW today. I will save that for another conversation. I will, however, share why I hope that you make NASW a part of your story when you're ready. We need your voice. I have been on the job for about 90 days now, and we have very big challenges, but we also have incredible opportunities. NASW membership reflects our increasingly diverse profession, and we are working to become more responsive to our membership and the profession. Social work is thriving, and NASW members help to determine standards and goals for the profession. It's your association. NASW is a community of more than 100,000 social workers working together to support each other. We're powered by 5,000 volunteers and 55 chapters to advance social workers to fight injustice. We also have your back. NASW represents your professional interests whether or not you join. Our national network of social workers in every state and every practice area means that you are never alone in your workplace. And lastly, your success is our purpose. President Barack Obama said, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek." I am so proud to call each and every one of you colleagues today, and I cannot wait to tell the world about the amazing contributions to society. Congratulations, 2023 graduates.
Apparently, Dr. Eastreet is a bit taller than me, so just a little bit. So thank you so much, Dr. Eastreet, for those inspiring, hopeful words. As a token of our gratitude and for your time spent with us, we have a small gift that Dean Reagan will present. All right, what should we do now? Now is the time. We've been waiting for the presentation of diplomas to all the students. We're going to do this in order. So it'll be BSW, MSW, PhD. All the students will get up to walk across the stage. We'll also present awards. We're going to work the awards portion into this as well. Before I get started, just to let you all know in the audience, if you would like to take a picture of your graduate, you're welcome to come up closer in the aisles when they come across the stage to get a photo. You're welcome to do that. Without further ado, I'm going to invite, once again, back up to the podium, Dr. Daugherty to present the BSW students.
Thank you, Randall. So each year, the BSW faculty votes on awards for students. And President Kilpatrick hands them the actual plaque that we give them at a beautifully arranged honors convocation by Dr. Meyer, and it happens on Friday evening. So I'm going to announce the winners of the awards, and when I call your name, please stand, okay? The Dean's Service Recognition Award goes to Ashton Samuels. The Mary J. Flynn Memorial Award goes to Natalie Carcamo. The Social Work Academic Achievement Award goes to Grace Berth. The Excellence in the Senior Thesis Award goes to Angelica Warsaw. And the BSW Field Practicum Student of the Year Award goes to Rachel Sanders. And now the moment they've all been waiting for. Okay. Stop. Dean Regan, distinguished guests, faculty, friends, and family, I present to you the 2023 BSW cohort. Grace Elizabeth Berth. Natalie Giovanna Carcamo. Mariana Marin. Ashton Samuels. Rachel Carey Sanders. Angelica Warsaw. Angelica is a double major in psychology and social work. And finally, last but not least, Antonella Julia Rose Zara. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Daugherty, and congratulations again to our BSW graduates. We are next going to turn our attention to our MSW graduates. And to present them, I'm going to invite up to the stage Dr. Rosalind Scott Adams. But before I do, I'll just say I've worked a lot with Dr. Scott Adams this year. I think she's probably the hardest working person in our school. So she deserves a round of applause. And with that, I would invite her up to present our awards and our graduates.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we have two students who have been honored with awards this year. The student who was selected for the Excellence in Clinical Social Work Award is Abigail Williams. Okay. Abigail, please come on up. The Excellence in Clinical Social Work Award is given to a graduate student of NCSSS who is an outstanding example of clinical social work skills and dedication to practice of social work in the clinical practice area. Let's all congratulate Abby. Abigail. Okay. The student who was also selected for the Monsignor John A. Ryan Social Justice Advocacy Award is Mariah Green. Mariah, please stand. The Monsignor John A. Ryan Social Justice Award, Advocacy Award, is given to a graduate student of NCSSS who is working to advance social change for marginalized and oppressed groups, either on campus, locally, nationally, or globally, through social policy change, organizational policy change, or community change. Mariah, come on up. Please join me in congratulating. Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to move on to the diploma, to the issuing of diplomas for the MSW graduates. Dean Regan, faculty, staff, family, and friends, it is my honor to present to you the MSW graduates for December 2022, August 2022, and May 2023. These individuals have fulfilled all of the requirements for an MSW degree. Janet Maralee Aravallo. Okay. Brother Matthew Aubin. Mariama Ba. Nematu Banya. Monique Brown. Laura Elizabeth Camerata. Jair Edson Carrasco. LaShawn Renee Coates. Eleanor Gregory Cohen. Tess DeSmet. Okay. Rachel Elizabeth D. Vincent. Sante B. Decote. Congratulations. Dorothy Funkhauser. Caitlin Taub Gaines. Mariah Alexandra Green. Jessica Nicole Guchait. Sarah Hare. Ebony Mavia Jones. Joanna Rose Leota. Leah Jeree Martin. Tybria Mason. Elise McCrae Lathan. Carrie Ann McMickle. Okay. Simone Missler. Kimberly D. Montgomery. David Dow Mullaney. Erin Teresa Nestorick. Jane Jagua. Sina Nofoanga Toto A. Jones. Adiam Ogabagir. Johan Peters. Talia Helen Pfeffer. Dwayne Phillips McNamee. Leela Deanne Reichelman. Hilda Azucena Rios. Michael John Rudzinski. Sarah Annette Santos. Zachary Edward Scarfo. Deepa S. Shukla. Joe Simpson. Hillary McDonough Spring. Christina Noel Sweeney. Linda C. Ulrich. Rajdeep Askangar. Erica Venezia. Catherine Selena Von Herringen. Marlon Waith. Amanda Watkins. Abigail Williams. Congratulations, MSW graduates.
Okay, now I'd like to invite Dr. Eileen Dombo up to the podium to present the PhD degrees.
Thank you, Randall. Dean Regan, esteemed faculty, honored guest, Dr. Estreet, it is my honor and pleasure to call to the podium to receive their degrees our doctoral graduates. Now, some of you may be thinking, I just finished a BSW or an MSW. There's no way I'll be doing a PhD. I thought that once, too. Should you consider furthering your education, becoming a leader in social work education and research, please consider the PhD. We'll be celebrating our 100th anniversary next year. We're the third oldest doctoral program in social work in the country. So. We have two graduates who were not able to be with us, so I just want to call their names even though they won't be coming across the stage. Elisa Nicole Ware, her dissertation, Examining the Process and Impact of Parent-Affiliate Stigma on Raising a Child with ASD in African American Families. Amy Kathleen Butler Mitchell, her dissertation, The Influence of Parenting Style upon Early Adolescent Perceived Risk of Harm from Marijuana Use. Dr. Ware's degree was conferred in August, and Dr. Mitchell's degree was conferred in January. Our degree candidates for May 2023, Dr. Latoria Pearson Whitfield. Her dissertation, titled Life on the Other Side of the Gate, an interpretive phenomenological analysis exploring returning to the community after incarceration. Dr. Pearson Whitfield's major professor, Dr. Melissa Grady, is unable to join today because she's teaching in Rome, but I know she's very proud. I invite to the podium Dr. Michelle Zajac-Farber to join Dean Regan and Dr. Estreet to present our next graduate, Dr. Caitlin Elise Rothwell. Her dissertation is titled Evaluation of Perception of Learning Skills in the 248 Manualized Intervention Designed for College Students with Disabilities. Congratulations to our newly minted doctors. And you get to wear the fun hat. So it's an upgrade in the hat. Congratulations.
On behalf of the faculty and professional staff seated before you, it's my great pleasure to welcome the class of 2023 into the profession of social work as our newest colleagues. Although likely a time of excitement, anxiety, perhaps sadness, as you leave the institution and group of faculty, peers, and friends who have supported you over these past years, we hope you also carry with you a spirit of determination to make your dent in the field of social work in the best, most unique way that you know how. You've made us all proud already, and we know you will continue to do so. In addition to your own considerable skills and individual support networks, please know you have the history of NCSSS and the alumni network behind you and in support of you every step of the way. Think of us as a type of secure base as you venture out into the world to represent the field of social work. I had to throw attachment theory in there, you know that. Please, and we mean this very sincerely, please don't hesitate to keep in touch and let us know about all that you're doing. Although a little warning, if you do keep in touch, I'll probably invite you to come speak to a class. But definitely we'd love to hear what you all are doing, and we want you to stay engaged with us. So let's give this wonderful group of graduates one more round of applause. So a couple more things. To close out, we're going to invite Brother Matthew Aubin to the stage, or as we know him, Brother Matt, to give a closing prayer for this ceremony. So Brother Matt, come on up.
Let us pray. Gracious God, with heartfelt gratitude, we prepare to go forth from this place, using all that we have received here for the service of all your people. We ask you for the grace of your direction and continued support with these words of St. Francis in his prayer of discernment. Most high and glorious God, enlighten the darkness of our hearts. Give us right faith, certain hope, perfect charity, wisdom and understanding, that we may carry out your holy and true command. Amen. God give you peace.
A couple more announcements. For graduates, if you're willing, remember the stress you felt trying to get your diploma, or not your diploma. That maybe it's been stressful too, but your regalia. If you're willing to donate your regalia, we have a box set up in Shahan Hall. Feel free to drop it off to give to probably very appreciative students next year in 2024. So this officially concludes the 100th commencement diploma ceremony of the National Catholic School of Social Service. We ask you please remain seated until the faculty and graduates have processed out of the commencement space. Dr. Regan, if you would lead us out. And congratulations once again.